Elizabeth L. Cheney, for putting the American people over party.
Joe Biden's awkward presentation of the Presidential Citizens Medal to Liz Cheney for her role with the January 6th committee may not be an honor most Americans even know exists, but it's got some conservatives barking about it anyway.
I don't know how you feel about it. I was offended that President Biden gave one of the second highest medal of honor. It's not called the Medal of Honor, but a medal honoring these two congressmen, Congressman Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson. I mean, the way that committee acted, the way they excluded Republicans, excluded the speaker's ability to appoint Republicans to participate in it, the charade that they put it on, the Hollywood dressing that they put on this to try to take down Donald Trump and rely on some information that was just, I just can't believe that President Biden would do this at this time.
Congressman turned Fox News host Jason Chaffetz was outdone by the outgoing president's decision to give this medal to Cheney, but without many details, probably to avoid having people rethink and revisit all the connections the committee exposed about Trump's extreme desire to overturn the election that he lost before resorting to telling his foot soldiers to attack the Capitol. I kind of feel like this whole thing wouldn't even have been much of a story if they didn't freak out about it.
Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
So you could conceivably be a great AG if this was... Because, and I say this because your moral core is magnificent.
Well,
and I know you probably don't want it, you don't want to think about it, but I just feel like I would feel a lot better with you leading the FBI, the CIA, the NBC, the LMNT, everybody. That's just me. So I'm just saying, should it be floated? Please think about it.
Democratic-leaning pundits and establishment Democrats themselves already promoted and fawned over Liz Cheney in the months leading up to the election, mostly because they loved the fact that Cheney wasn't some kind of progressive. They thought they had found a point of political unity over her participation in the committee, which eventually sent them overboard with hoping she'd run the FBI or CIA. And her endorsement of VP Harris didn't hurt either.
I am a Ronald Reagan conservative. I believe in limited government. I believe in low taxes. I believe in a strong national defense. And I believe that the private sector is the engine of growth of our economy. I believe that the family, and not the government, is the most important structure in our society. I know that our security and our freedom depend upon a world in which America, with our allies, leads. And above all else, I know that the most conservative of conservative values is fidelity to our Constitution. I tell you, I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris. Thank you.
I guess, so since that didn't work, it almost seems like the administration wanted to give her something for putting even more distance between herself and the Republican Party. And the icing on the cake might be that easily triggered the president-elect, who should have a lot more than this to be worried about. But, when public honors or recognition is given, he can't stay quiet. Biden gave Liz Cheney a medal yesterday, even though she has proven to be totally corrupt. She, Benny Thompson, and the rest of the unselect committee destroyed and deleted all evidence from their crooked investigation of January 6th. Cheney has the distinction of losing her congressional seat by the largest margin in history. The people of Wyoming understood how bad for our country she was, but Biden rewarded her only because she hated Trump. She's a warmonger of low intelligence. All she wants to do is kill people in endless wars with no gain other than to defense companies. Liz Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, Benny Thompson, and the rest of these dishonest thugs have gotten away with horrible things under the pretense of January 6th. Nancy Pelosi refused to accept the help which she was offered for security. She's responsible and admitted as much for all to see on her daughter's tape. They have destroyed the lives of many people and are rewarded by getting Biden fake medals. This is not America. January 20th cannot come fast enough. Make America great again. Though if the medals are so fake, it makes you wonder why he cares so much. Maybe he just wanted to check and see how quickly and shamelessly his loyal minions in office would publicly show their submissiveness to his pointless anger over this award that most folks probably never even heard of. Well, if so, it worked, because they damn near climbed over each other to lower their heads and agree with their kings whining and crying.
I'm highly offended, but I'm not surprised. Joe Biden and his White House have lived in the bizarro land where no other Americans really exist. That's why the presidency under Joe Biden has been an abject disaster. This is just one of the last pieces of icing on that cake. Look, everybody knows that the fake January 6th committee, the only purpose was to basically put a lot of propaganda out into the information stream to go after and attack Donald Trump. So for them to be rewarded for, frankly, the lack of transparency and honesty they gave to the American people is disgusting. But why are we surprised? This is the presidency of Joe Biden, the very worst presidency in the history of our country.
Well, it's a slap in the face to all the good Americans who actually deserve to be recognized for their public service or for their sacrifice or for their community activism. You think about all the first responders that risk their lives every day, all the military frontline soldiers who risk their lives every day, all the people that run charitable organizations and do good things at church. And none of them got recognized by Joe Biden, but he recognized Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson.